Hello, everyone, and welcome to League Review. I'm your host, William, and today we're talking the Gauntlet for the LCK. Unfortunately, I did not realize the Gauntlet started yesterday, or this morning, I should say, Tuesday. And they never play Tuesdays. So, unfortunately for that, we missed this prediction. I got the prediction in off stream. It was a Freaka. I didn't think it was gonna be Kingzone, so it would have been I was gonna say a Freaka 3-1, and I was right in the game score, but I was wrong in the uh, you know, predictor. So it doesn't really count. It's actually worse if you're wrong right in the game score like that, because it's like the opposite. Unless it's a 3-2, that means it's either way. But if you say like a 3-0 or something and it's a 3-0 the other way, it's like as wrong as you can get. Anyway, that happened today, so that was quite crazy. I guess we can talk some match history for that. Let's open these up. And then after this, we'll talk. We don't have to do like what we did with scenarios for NA yesterday, but we can do Kingzone versus Sandbox for Thursday, and then Saturday will be Damwon versus the winner of that. So let's first go with the match history. First game was all Afrika actually. It was a 9-11. It was a very close game. It was 7.4, 7.2, quite a tilter. Eventually, Afrika wins after not winning a single team fight pretty much the entire game. Even they get picked off. Then they win that crucial team fight with Yukao getting a kill, Braum just sending and naming all, and then eventually they finish it off with just pretty much eliminating everyone on the map and then winning the game because finishing everyone off on the map on 40 minutes 41 minutes tends to do that. And at that point, I was like, GG, this prediction is easy. No. At this point, I didn't know the game was going on, so I didn't even get the chance to watch this first game. I was like, oh, whatever. Like, oh, I was waking up. Actually, I was sound asleep at this point. Game two is when Kingzone came around and got a 12-0 victory. That's almost a perfect game. They lost an inhib, or they lost a tower and two dragons, so not really, and a rift tail. So it was all objectives for Afrika for the first 15 minutes of the game or so, but after that they didn't get a single kill or do anything. When you get 0 kills for your ADC Draven, who did not die, yeah, I was gonna say he lost a lot of adoration right there around the 20-minute mark where Pike got the triple kill, and that was all that she wrote. Because after that they were able to get the Baron off of that, and with that Baron buff and the already big lead they had over them with Karma falling off. Karma top is a terrible pick, no matter what, and because it just falls off too hard. And except the Mordekaiser, I don't mind it because anyone that doesn't have a gap closer, Aatrox and Silas have gap closer. Sorry for I keep yawning. I'm pretty tired. It's a late podcast. We were playing a lot of League today, and if I sound tilted, it's because we lost most of our League games. We won one game. I don't even know if we won a game today. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I don't think we did. I think we lost 6 games today. Anyway, we lost 6 or we lost 5 and won 1. It wasn't great. It was not great. No, we did win one. We did win one. I'm sidetracked now. Yeah, we did win one towards the second last game of the day. We should have ended on that because we were like, oh, we won one. We're doing good now. Everything's working. And we played one more and got stomped. Yeah. Anyway, this just we got stomped like this. It was 12-0, but ours was like 20-5. Next game 19-3. This is pretty much our game, but this is Karma top. I don't want to believe it. 2-1 and 16. It worked against Jace. I don't like it. It worked against Keen, and I don't like that either because I thought Keen should have performed way better than they did. It didn't get necessarily. It got a kill in the top lane there, but it didn't. They got kills around the Rift Herald, I should say, and that's what kind of got it going. It didn't really get the kills in the top lane at all, but it worked for some. It shut Jace down. This one, I guess, is better than against Aatrox or Silas because Jace falls off, where those two do not really fall off that much, and they have gap closers. Jace also has a gap closer, so I still don't like it into it necessarily, but I like it better in those scenarios. You also had. Why? I am so. I did not expect to be yawning this way. I could not stop. You had Def popping off on the Kaiser 406. You had Tucson on that Shen. Support Shen was really nice. I'm honestly surprised it worked into the Ezreal Nautilus. I think Ezreal Nautilus is a stronger lane than support Shen, but it is Deft and Tucson, so that makes sense. And finally, it's 22-3 in game number 5. All blowout, like 22-3. You know it's a bad game. It was basically a 14k gold lead. Kingzone looked really good this series. Like pretty much all those games after their first loss, you would think, oh, it was a pretty close game. I was honestly even surprised game one was so close when Afrika won. Like I was thinking Kingzone was gonna just flop right out of this tournament, but with just the way they were playing. But they turned it around right after that close match and just pretty much dominated for 3 straight games. Like all 3 games after that were blowouts, and uh, that was kind of weird. I was not expecting that at all, and it caught me by surprise. But hey, maybe this Kingzone team is a team that this is a team that was in Spring Split, one of the best teams we had, and even towards the beginning of the summer, this was one of the best teams in Korea. So maybe that's going to be maybe they're going to be the team that represents at Worlds, possibly, but I don't know. I think they're a little too wishy-washy, but they can capitalize on some great matchups, I think, where we will talk about now. First up with Kingzone and Sandbox, I think Ghost and Joker are the biggest weakness of that team. Let's actually, I want to see that for summer season. Who is the MVPs on Sandbox? Summit, On Fleek, Dove, boom, 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 right there. Where Ghost and Joker? Ghost at 1, and Joker with 3. So they have a combined 4, and the next highest on their team is 6. So their weakness is absolutely the bot lane. Not only is it the bot lane, you have Nahon and Cuz playing out of their minds right now. If Cuz can take on Fleek in that sense, they should be a very competitive match. But this also could be Cuz could just mostly focus on going bot lane, where Sandbox kind of focus on their top with Summit, obviously. So like you can have free reign on that bot lane, and then it's gonna come down to who can carry harder, Summit or Deft. And it comes in a clutch situation, I'm gonna go Deft. I just trust him a little bit more than Summit. Let's see. Summit was really good this split though. Canyon was MVP. Summit was only a point off of MVP this split. Like, and same with Amfleet was only 2. Keen, poor Keen, man. He's still in Showmaker. Yeah, and I didn't realize Summit was only 100 points off of it. But personally, I think I'm gonna go Def with the experience, because I always like to go or rely more on experience and good players. It's not like Deft is like a washed up crappy player, by no means. And that's why I want to see Deft hard carrying this game against Sandbox. I think that Sandbox has absolute win condition playing through top and carrying through Summit, and Kingzone has the win condition playing through bot. Their win conditions on the opposite sides of the map, so it'll be up to the junglers to either counter gank on the win conditions, or to try and gank as many times as they can to the win conditions to get them ahead quicker and snowball faster. That's why I want to see, if I'm on Sandbox's team, I want to see Summit on some hard snowballing champs, possibly sneak a Fiora in there if the matchup works out well enough. I don't want to see any Karmas for Summit. I want to see them all on hard carries. Jax is very snowbally, Fiora, Renekton, anything, any bruiser that's going to carry the team. I want to see that, and I want to see on Fleek ganking for him to just destroy Rascal and Cuz on the top lane, on the top side of the map. I think the matchup that will be like just even is Nahon versus Dove. I think that should be pretty easy, and I think, like I said before, I think Deft and Tucson have the advantage in the bot lane. So I'm actually going to predict, after watching what they did to Afrika, I'm going to pick Kingzone to win this one in a 3-2 clutch down to the wire. I'm trusting the veteran experience of Deft over the rookies or the young talent of Sandbox. And I think that Sandbox has a tendency to tilt, and they definitely mess up their Barons quite often, and that's one of the things that hold them back. And a messed up Baron could absolutely tilt you out of a series as soon as, like, at any point. Like, you mess up one Baron, it can ruin the entire series for you. We've seen this happen with multiple teams before. So I'm banking on that risk, and I'm going on what I saw just recently with Kingzone. We hadn't seen them in a while, and they looked terrible when we saw them. but there was always that little hint deep down that this team is still a threat. So I think they're going to beat Sandbox, and then they're going to go into the finals against Damwon. To before we start the finals against Damwon, let's talk Sandbox versus Damwon. That possibility, because Sandbox can definitely win this series. I don't think this is a shoe-in at all for Kings. I think this is going to be very close, and I'm relying on the closeness of it more so than anything for the veteran talent on Kingzone to overcome, or at least Deft to be able to lead his team to overcome. But if Sandbox does overcome against and then goes into face Damwon, we're gonna have a spicy game. We're gonna have Nogri versus Summit, On Fleek versus Canyon, Showmaker versus Dove. Like that top side of the map and mid side of the map is gonna be very spicy. Nuclear and Barrel versus Ghost and Joker. Ignore the bot side. I want to see fights on top. I want to see Nogri versus Summit going back and forth like crazy. This honestly is the more fun matchup to me in that sense, because I think that Sandbox has. I don't know. Like, let's see. How did they do against the regular season against each other? Now I'm going off of it. Before I make any accusations, Sandbox went 0-2 against Damwon. Okay, that's not what I thought. I thought it was the opposite. I thought Sandbox beat Damwon 2-0, but my bad. So no, I'm gonna actually go. Yeah, I think that will continue then because I do really, really believe in Nogri. Summit can pop up, but Summit is more consistent, and he doesn't have as high highs. I don't think as Nogri, but he doesn't have as low lows. I think that in a intense situation, I'm banking on Nogri to have the high highs to show up for prime time here. And the issue is both these teams tilt quite a bit, so I do not see this series going 3-2 at all. I don't think it'll be a close series. I think whoever jumps ahead early will be able to take full advantage. I think it's going to be a 3-0 for Damwon because of that. Not because Sandbox is bad. I just think that if Sandbox wins the first game, I think it's going to be a 3-0 Sandbox. I think both of them, especially if it's a close first game. I should emphasize it has to be a very close first game. Something has to go crucially wrong, like a Baron steal, stuff like that. And those games are just hard to shake off. If it's a blowout, a mental reset is pretty easy to do. Where so and if Nogri is tilted, Damwon has the option of Flame, where there really isn't too much of an option on Sandbox's side. So I think I'm gonna go Damwon 3-0, but and then remember that 3-0 does not mean like blowout. I just think that whoever wins the first game is winning this whole series pretty easily. Now, with my prediction of Kingzone versus Damwon, I think this is a very similar situation where Kingzone is going to be facing a team that is very strong on the top lane with Nogri and Canyon, Canyon the MVP, and you have Rascal and Cuz, and then you have Death and Tucson versus the weaker side of the map of Nuclear and Barrel. I think that this is also this is a tough one because it's the exact same scenario as Sandbox. Sandbox and Damwon are pretty much the same type of like their strengths and weaknesses are very similar. Though I think Damwon has the stronger strengths, and I think that Nogri and Canyon on the team would be stronger than Summit and will have more opportunities against Summit and on Fleek than against Cousin Rascal. I think that in that sense they will be more aggressive and they will put a lot more pressure on the young talent of Kingzone and Def's leadership. I don't think he'll be able to handle it this one as much because in Sandbox's game I think they won't take as many kills off of Rascal and Cuz. But when they're facing Nogger and Canyon, there's going to be blood everywhere. And I really think that, unfortunately for Kingzone, I don't think they'll be able to beat Damwon. I picked Damwon to win a 3-0 against Sandbox, but I think they beat Kingzone in a 3-1. I think Kingzone takes one game off Def just popping off and being insane and just protect the ADC style. But unfortunately, that meta is not the super meta at the moment. And that won't do against Damwon every game. So that would be a 3-1 for Damwon Gaming. But yeah, that should be the podcast. I know that's a pretty quick one, but it's a little late anyway. So we're having that. The first game is Thursday now. Oh, second game I should say. The first game was today. Didn't really. I thought they started Wednesday. That's my bad. And then the final game of LCK is Saturday, outside of regulations, which I don't know when those are. But we'll look forward to that at some other point. So anyway, thank you guys for coming to watch. Tomorrow we'll be doing the LMS. We will be discussing J Team's victory. I saw that yesterday. I was so excited to see J Team finish the season with the perfect season. They did lose some games, but they never lost a series all season, and I'm very excited to see them go to Worlds. HQ also played a damn good series as well. They won one game against J Team, but they just after that they weren't. They had a very close game too, but after that it was just a blowout the whole way. So they lost their chance there. But HQ is still going the world as well. I don't think they'll be as strong as J Team, but we'll be talking Gauntlet for LMS. When does that start? I got to make sure that doesn't start uh, before we go 2000 summer, just to make sure we don't have to make a prediction right here, right now. Yep, Friday. Okay, it starts Friday. So we're good. We'll make those predictions tomorrow where we have Mad versus G-Rex and Flash Wolves versus HKA. Do we have Flash Wolves move on? Probably. I don't know. They're terrible this split, but so are the rest of these teams. Look at just brief before we leave. 4-8, 5-7, 6-6, 6-6. Not a single one of these teams is above a 500 record, so neither any of these teams are going to get crushed at Worlds. Anyway, that's for tomorrow's discussion. Thank you guys for coming to watch the LCK, and let's hope these predictions are correct now that we know Kingzone's pretty good. Good night.